up, everybody? I love all this hooting.
It's amazing. Yes, this is the energy that we need on this beautiful Sunday here in Columbus, man. You always bring the energy. What is it about you that is so energetic always?
I'm partially insane.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
I've been diagnosed.
Really? But partially insane?
Yes, indeed.
I didn't know there was a diagnosis for that.
It is, apparently.
Very cool.
I think it's genetic.
I think I have some of it too. I think every time I meet you, you rub off on me a little more.
Well, I see it in you.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a little demon in there.
Little demon! Oh, yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming out. Welcome to Columbus. It's always good to get on stage with you guys and speak about your various voice acting choices and your characters and just how you bring these amazing characters to life. It's really wonderful to just sit here and chat it up with you guys. So I guess my first question I wanted to talk to you about, of course, My Hero Academia. And this is going to go across the board. We could all take your turns, and whoever wants to go first is fine. But My Hero Academia has become a cultural phenomenon. How do you think the series has impacted the anime and superhero genres, and what makes it resonate with such a broad audience?
That is a great question.
I try.
I think it's opened people's minds a bit about what kind of superpowers we can put on the table. There's a lot of weird, very niche superpowers. And then there's a lot of superpowers that surprise you when they actually can work in a combat scenario, you know? Like Tape for Elbows guy. He's more useful than you'd think. Like, he's the search and rescue king. Okay, the searching, but the rescuing. He'll get you with that tape.
Joel's
Catch
character, like, he shoots beams out of his
belly
or
button,
something?
yeah.
Yeah, so that, yeah. I see what you're talking about there. That is an unusual quirk.
Yeah, I eat
Quirky quirk.
I eat stuff, and then I make more of it. So, like, if hero work doesn't work out for me, I just become like a weird kind of chef.
You could solve world hunger.
I like
Tamaki
that.
could
I like
solve
that. You're
world
like the
hunger
pantry
just-
chef.
yeah.
It's going to be delicious. Doesn't matter what's in it. Whatever's in there, I'm going to put it together.
Bring me what you want to eat, and I'll just, you know, I eat one thing of the expensive caviar, and then I just start spewing it out of my hand. You know?
Into my mouth, I hope.
You would.
That's kind of gross.
Oh, what a scene. We need that print. We need that
You've already
print.
ruined this whole day. It was that easy. Kellen, do you have anything to contribute to this answer that's
Oh, geez.
kind of gone off the rails already?
Well, I mean, it came at just the right time. I think the popularity of it also coincided a bit with the rise of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I believe that they sort of fed off of each other a bit. So I think it helped provide the awareness of comic books and further awareness of superheroes to all sides of the market. You got your normies here, your comic book geeks here, your weebs here, you know. And it sort of made everybody feel like a big family together. I
think lines are blurring, my friend.
Yeah.
I don't know if those lines even really exist anymore.
Exactly, and we have this to thank, I believe.
I also think that the pandemic kind of changed our relevance in relation to this, in that people were, I don't know, they were kind of desperate to find more content, different content. And if you were into that genre, if you were into the superhero genre and you've kind of burned through all these series, you find this weird little show in Japanimation, and that's what we used to call it when I was a kid. That's how old I am. But, you know, you find this and you're like, oh, wait, this is pretty cool too.
Yeah.
And it is. And I think that the other thing about having the weirder, more niche powers is that there's a lot more for different kinds of people to find things to relate to. You know what I mean?
Yes.
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 All right, now one thing that we didn't do, we usually do it right up front, so we can take time to do it now. If you don't mind, just introduce yourself and the character that you voice.
Huh?
For those who don't know.
Okay.
Who's going first?
I'm Kellen. Hi. I'm voice Overhaul. Kaichi Saki. I am very glad you feel that way. He deserves none of it. But
I disagree. You're very clean and neat.
It's true. It's true. I think he could be a really good nurse in another timeline. You know, really good doctor. Just keeps everything sterile. You know. What about you?
The bedside manner I worry about.
Yeah.
But it could be that refreshing sort of like
Honesty.
yeah.
Very blunt. You're dying. Well, thanks for giving it to me straight, Doc.
I'm Aaron Dismuke. I voice Tamaki Amajiki.
Are you a third of the big thirds?
Yeah, I'm 1/3 of the big thirds. I'm
was
the
trying to
shy
be-
one.
Yeah, right.
I'm Brittney Karbowski. I voice Camie.
And I'm Ernesto Jason Liebrecht. I voice Dabi.
Sort of a villain hero sandwich we got going.
It's true. We are the cookies
We have boxed you in.
or the bread. I think we're the cookies.
We're the cookies.
because we're so dang sweet.
And we're smart. We're smart cookies.
That's right. Smart. I like this. I like the way you
You're
think.
and you're the cream because you're smooth. Yeah.
That was smooth. Kellen, a smooth talker.
Hi,
over here.
Sarah. Watching the VOD of this. Sorry.
Where's Sarah? Who's Sarah?
Sarah is your boo, right?
That's right.
Here?
Dang.
No, he's
I thought you were
watching
saying
the
that
VOD. He's imagining her
Oh,
watching
I
YouTube
think
and
there's
being
a
like,
camera
"You're the
somewhere out
cream of
there, right?"
what cookie, Aaron?"
The villain cookie.
Yeah,
The smart cookie.
I'll just
Looks up at you with her hands on her hips.
Hey, on a side note, Aaron, did you get the double A thing? Like me calling you double A? Because Elizabeth read my message and was like, who is Ah? And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
I
Aaron.
got it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That was in reference to a personal text.
This is when we like to sort that
Very
sort of
in-
thing out.
I've been into importing and exporting, and I can't decide which one I want to concentrate on, importing or export. I'm sorry.
Very inside joke. Very good for a public panel. Very nice.
They love
Thanks,
it.
Kellen. I'm great at this.
All right, so speaking about your characters, now that we've established that, I wanted to ask what aspects of your own personality do you find most reflected in the character you voice in My Hero Academia?
What, me? You.
To everyone,
You.
It's hard. This question's hard for me because I know that Colleen has said that she, in a lot of ways, has cast kind of based off of people's actual personalities. Yep. But Camie is vapid. And so I don't know if I like that, but so I hope that I'm not that much like her. I'm bubbly, I will say that. But I don't know. I don't want to be that ditzy.
Can I break in a little bit? I do think that this is true. I think that she's considering our personalities when she casts us. But I feel like she has taken the first personality that she met before she knew us very well. So she kind of, I don't know, she made us like a stock character as real people in the real world. And that's what the casting was based on.
That's what Colleen thought of me?
Well, yeah,
It doesn't work for everybody.
I mean,
that's fair.
I'm not a psychopath anymore. I
Thanks,
still like burning things.
Thanks for the button. I was about to help you clarify. What was the question?
The question was, what aspects of your own personality do you find most reflected in the character you voice?
Oh, geez. I like to think that I'm a pretty blunt person. I'm very driven. I'm clean. I like hand sanitizer. Yeah, it's my drink of choice.
You're masked currently.
I'm masked currently. Hand sanitizer's my drink of choice. Yeah.
You joke, man, but
Is
I
is
saw
that
a
enough?
show about that.
Aaron, save me.
This feels like Overhaul got out of jail and is trying to like do a job application.
I was thinking it's more like a parole hearing. Like,
He found religion.
Yeah.
He got a few tattoos.
Well, based on my criminal record, which I've presented in lieu of a resume, I think you can see that I am very driven.
I almost did it. And I think that was this is still the job interview. Yeah. And you know what? I can have that same drive for Microsoft. I can do whatever you guys need. Yeah.
see, I was thinking parole denied.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Shawshank. Yeah. He'd probably get denied until he's an old man.
That's right. That's right. It's all those people you
Spoilers,
murdered.
sorry.
Yeah, I have struggled with anxiety. In-person auditions, the old demon still rises up within me to like give me the shakes and make me run out of air sooner than I should. And I think that happened at my My Hero Academia audition, like for season 1. I remember when I was leaving that audition, I was like, okay, well, that happened. You know, the good news is that's in the past. And then I think that's why, you know, 4 years later, she was like, Aaron, I have the perfect role for you. He's just crippled by anxiety, you know, like you. Oh, thanks.
She does kind of present it that way, though, right? She saw me in the hallway. She's like, I found your guy.
Yeah.
What does that say about me?
Yeah.
Great thing to be known for, yeah.
I do run hot, like legitimately. Like
I believe it.
I am sweating right now. I'm really, really warm, which works out because my girlfriend is like an icicle. Not personality-wise, but Elizabeth is distinctly
all.
like very, very cold, and
Yeah.
until she falls asleep, and then she becomes like a heater, which is kind of crazy. I suffer from pretty extreme abandonment issues. That's legit. My mother gave me up when I was 3, and that's okay. I'm not going to say that because it's like a super sad thing. But she did, and we're good now. And, you know, we've got a great relationship. She's got a great relationship with my son. She was young. She made other choices and, you know, left me with the insane Chilean because that seemed like a great idea at the time. And I am the man I am today because of these decisions. That doesn't change the fact that I still have this issue with abandonment. That is something that defines...
We won't abandon you. We
I appreciate
love you.
that.
We love you.
I appreciate that. I do have some like fail-safe defense mechanisms that kick in, and mostly like when I was really immature, it was like I will reject you before you will reject me. I will not give you a chance to reject me. The second there's any trouble, I'm out and you're gone and you're blacklisted. I don't do that anymore. Like I've gotten over that. But yes, I do find that I relate to the Dabi because of the whole situation with the dad and my mom and all that stuff. Like that's probably the big one. And I like fire. Fire's cool.
Well, the fans won't give up on you either. That's for sure.
I appreciate that. Because he's relatable, right? Because he's not perfect and surface. He's like us. He's you know, we're flawed, right? Yeah. We've all been through shit. I'm sorry, excuse me, stuff.
Yeah, that's another cool thing about My Hero is there's not one character in there that's perfect at all. They all have their flaws and they all use them in their quirks and they use them to fight. And there's a lot of character development for like every single character, and there's a lot of them that well, well, the good majority of them, right?
I would say that most of the villains have a pretty intense backstory, the ones that they've delved into. And there are some heroes with that kind of messed up backstory as well. But there are distinctly some heroes, like who does Austin Tyndall play? He plays like the head of 1B. He's like...
How far have you read
That guy's pretty surface, right? Like,
how far have you read in the manga?
Oh, I don't do that. I can't do that.
Nobody tell him.
Then I'll know what happens before it happens to me.
Nobody tell him.
No spoilers.
Does he have a deep dark backstory?
Nobody tell him.
Does he?
No spoilers. No spoilers.
No comments?
No spoilers. Yeah.
Everybody catch a bubble. Don't say anything. No spoilers.
I love Catch a Bubble. I love that that's
Catch a Bubble.
becoming mainstream.
I teach kids 6 days a week, so it's like
I've never heard this
catch
expression.
a bubble. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so you can listen twice and talk once.
Catch a bubble.
Catch a bubble, and they all go, and then they'll listen.
Crazy.
It works. It works. Charming.
Use it.
They think it's funny. They think it's cute to them, so they'll do it. All right, let's keep moving. And you can start lining up here. This will be my final question, and then you guys can take aim at it, and we'll get as many as we can in the time allotted. So I wanted to ask, here we go. Do you have any particular favorite scene or moment from the series that stands out to you, either because of your character's involvement or another character's?
Yes.
Great answer.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And with that...
Should I tell you which one?
No, you don't have to tell me which one. That's actually, I like that answer.
You guys know which one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? You don't know? The past never dies.
I think my favorite moment of Camie, I tend to go for the funny moments more than anything else. But
I haven't had any of those.
when Camie first meets Todoroki, she just immediately hits on him, and I think it's hilarious. And he's so like, ew. And she's just like, "Can I have your number?" And you could just see it like, oh, like it's so great. Yeah, that part is very, very fun. Yes.
Oh, I can go. Or I'm sorry, Aaron.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead.
All right, so yes, I guess we're going right to the Q&A. Thank you for chiming in. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
And my question is what was the most emotionally intense scene you've recorded in My Hero so far?
Well, at the end of season 4, I hope everybody's caught up to that. Overhaul does lose, and he also loses both his arms, and he's sort of just lying on the pavement, and Shigaraki leans in, and I forget the exact words, but it's like the nail in the coffin that Overhaul has failed. And in that moment, what I believe Overhaul's driving force is he wants to repay his boss, who is also his father figure, because he's part of the Shiei Hasaikai, a mafia thing. He wants to repay the boss for taking him in off of the streets as a kid and raising him. But he has a bit of a weird, messed up way of doing it. He wants very much for the Shiei Hasaikai to rise to prominence and be like the superpower in Japan, at least, I believe. And to do that, he was going to corner the market with these quirk erasing drugs and quirk bringing back drugs and make a lot of money for his pops. But his pops is like, no, that's immoral, you're crazy. So Overhaul's like, okay, let me do this for you, coma. So Overhaul cannot use his powers without his arms at the time, and in that moment where Shigaraki's leaning down to him and basically doing the "you lost" thing, I want to believe that Overhaul is realizing, oh man, I left my dad in a coma and now I can't take him out and I'm going to jail. So he just lets out this blood-curdling scream after that. I think that makes the bill. Yeah.
Yeah, so this will be a little less than that.
Probably shouldn't have started with me. Huh?
I think the most range you get with Tamaki is during his fight with the expendable guys, the guys who consider themselves trash that got taken in by Overhaul. And the cool thing about Tamaki is because his anxiety and low self-esteem sort of are accompanied by his high esteem for other people. And so the moment that he realizes that he has a sort of a path that can lead to him beating these 3 guys that he's up against, is the moment that he realizes that they're not all bad. He sees that they care about each other and that they would never hurt each other. And so he uses one of them as a human shield. Yeah, you didn't expect that from wholesome little Tamaki, did you? So it's in the moment, he's like, oh, there's good in you. Let me use that to defeat you. And so his last words are respect for them. He's like, and friends don't eat friends, do they? And I think that's, an emotionally complex thing, because in a way you're punishing someone for the good in them, which might make them less good in the future, but you also have to win in that situation. The stakes are too high, so yeah.
I don't think Camie really cares about what anybody thinks, and I don't see her actually. She doesn't have any emotional parts. It's a lot more of. I don't think she puts time into having emotions. I feel like that's one of her superpowers, is that she doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, that is a superpower. I wish I had that superpower of not caring what anyone thought. That would seem,
Would that be your quirk? Is it not caring?
Just to not care how anybody perceives you, or how, just not care. They're really great.
I've got friends that have the ability to compartmentalize very, very well. Chris Sabat is one of those people. He can, if something happens to us mutually that it'll really bother the crap out of me until I directly confront whatever it is. But he can just put it somewhere in this cavern in the back of his brain, and never visited again. And he's fine, and it doesn't hurt him. And I'm like, how do you do that, dude? Because I'm gonna think about this until I explode or I defeat it. Anyway, that would be a great power to have.
Yeah, so I think that Camie doesn't have a lot of emotional moments, but yeah, I don't think she cares that much. Yeah.
Well, there've been a couple recently, and you'd think it'd be confronting my deadbeat dad. That is distinctly one for sure, but that was oddly invigorating and satisfying. I've told a few of you who've met me that I knew that was coming for 3 years because of the manga, and I was not allowed to say anything or do anything or act it out. So people have asked me if I was nervous when that big moment came up that was highly anticipated. The answer is no. I was ready, like really, really ready. It was like they let me out of a cage. So emotional, but not deep and dark, not like what you experienced. I have had that feeling too, though, and that's when Twice was killed. That was, like I said, I don't read ahead. I've had some stuff spoiled. I generally know what's happening, but in terms of the detail, I don't. And that was one that was a complete and utter surprise to me when I recorded it. So, and I'm a person that tends to react like I feel whatever it is. So, if you're hearing my first or second take, what you're hearing is me actually, surprised or angry or sad or whatever it is. And in that instance, that was a big, heavy emotional blow.
Thank you.
All right, that was our first question. Wow. And I could,
We're going to have like 3.
I can already tell we're not going to get through this line, so I apologize in advance. I'll be the bad guy. I'll have to cut the line off at some point. But yeah, let's keep it moving. What's your name? And
Should we try to keep our answers a little bit more concise? Would that help?
Well, if anyone doesn't get a chance to answer their question, they could always come and meet you down at your table.
That's true.
And ask
That's
you
true.
then. So
Okay.
we'll just try to get as many as we can. And, I'm not going to censor you guys. Just let it flow, and we'll see how it goes. All right? All right, hi. What's your name?
We could
What's your
talk
question?
forever, right?
Oh, I know.
I'm Barbie. I do have a quick question in the sense of, should we direct it one question at one person, or do you want us to direct it at everybody?
Again, I don't want to have to censor you as well. It just if there's anything that's inappropriate or anything, I'll let you know. But just ask your question, and we'll field it from there.
Okay, so also, Jason, I literally almost passed out yesterday after meeting you legitimately, and it's never happened in my life.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Okay, well,
but my question.
I'm glad you made it, and you look great today.
Thank you. But my question is, at what point in your voice acting career, what was the moment you went, oh my God, I'm famous. People know me. People recognize me. What was that moment that it clicked?
I still kind of refuse to admit to that. I just like to see it as there's a lot of people that like what I do. Because it's a very easy trap to fall into inflation of ego when you go down that path. This is just me, by the way, but I guess that point when I was like, wow, a lot of people really like what I do was probably when I booked Fun Time Freddy for Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. 2016, that was 7 years ago, guys. We're old. And it's only been up ever since, and it's changed my life, and I'm really grateful to have met you all.
So, my most famous work was Full Metal Alchemist, which I was cast in 20 years ago. So, yeah, I needed to do what he just described doing.
I take it back.
How old were you when you started recording that show?
11.
Please, Aaron.
I was 11.
11 years old. He was 11.
Yeah. So my dad did a very good job of keeping me humble on that. And so the question for me was never when will I be famous? It was always, when can I make a living from acting? And that moment came right after the pandemic because of conventions, because something happens to conventions after the pandemic for me. I don't know what, But now I can make a living, and I don't have to direct, I don't have to wait tables like I did for a long time. I don't have to do script work. I still do those things, but I do them for fun when I want to.
I'm very glad that you do script work.
Thank
You're
you.
a genius, dude.
I read something you wrote recently out loud into a microphone that I was so stoked with, I have to tell you.
So stoked to hear it, dude.
Dude,
Dude.
I can't say anything.
You wrote Porco's death in Attack on Titan. That made me cry, dude.
Oh.
You are a very talented writer.
Thank you.
I'm glad you know.
Killed it. You were so good. Oh my
But
God.
I'm glad that this is really thanks to you guys that we can just like do whatever we want to do now. So thank you guys. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, that's it.
I really find that it's more of a dream that I still don't wake up from. It's not like, I don't know, it's always kind of surreal, like not reality for me, and I don't know why that is that way. It always has been. But I feel like that the fandom does as much for me as, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's very symbiotic. We don't get to do this if you guys don't watch it and enjoy it. And it's incredibly humbling, almost to the point to where sometimes I don't even know how to react or like what words, and there's just fog in my brain, and I'm like, how do I give to you what you just gave to me? And a lot of times I even leave conventions just thinking about individual experiences and worrying about like, oh, did I affect, you know, like, did I give them what they did for me? Did I don't know. So, and I've always kind of just felt that way. It's sort of just a dream. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with what everyone said. I don't know that I have acknowledged that to that extent. It's like when you tell me that you're nervous when we meet, I'm always like, why? I'm nervous. Like, what are you talking about? The other thing is, I'm a single dad of a 15-year-old. My son's birthday was yesterday, and I was here with you guys. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. It's all good. We talked about it. I missed last year because of his birthday. This year I came. It was, a little give and take there. But my son, I get up at 5:30 every school morning, and I make French toast and poached eggs for this super spoiled kid, and I mow the lawn because it's too hot outside, and I don't want him to get heat stroke, and I keep the house clean and make sure that he's happy and gets what he needs, and I take great pleasure in that. My soul walks around on this earth in that boy's body, and he doesn't acknowledge this in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, if he has friends come over and they acknowledge what I do for a living, he shuts them down immediately, and he's like, that's just Papa. Papa, we're gonna need a snack. And I'm like, okay, please? He's like, yes, please. I'm like, okay, great. But having a kid and having that role be your primary purpose in life kind of prevents the ego from kicking in a way that, I don't know, I've got somebody that's always gonna take me down a peg because I'm just freaking Papa. But it's also a great honor. Like, it's also uplifting. So yeah, I don't know that I've fully felt that yet. I've been making a living as an actor for 20 years now, I guess, without doing something else, which is remarkable. You're right, man. To get to that point was extremely difficult. But we're still, nothing is set in stone for us. Like, this is still a crazy, crazy life. Despite 22 years of credits for me, I still audition all the time and don't get it. I still, if I book one job out of 20 auditions, I'm doing great. So that also keeps you humble, because what we do here, just getting the work, like, you work harder just getting the work than you actually work on the work itself. And that will keep you, for the most part. I know there's some outliers, and I've met a few people that are full of themselves in a way that I don't understand. But that's okay, those people aren't my friends, and they can be how they are, and I can be how I am, and I like all these people up on this stage, and not one of these people has an ego that I can even see. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Barbie.
All right. I believe this is question 3.
Hi, my name is Riley. Kellen, I hope you're doing a bit better.
I'm doing great, thank you. This is just overabundance of caution right here.
That's okay. So this is kind of a stupid, funny question, but if your characters were like, I don't know, content creators on, say, YouTube, what do you think their content would be on? Stupid, funny question, I know.
Have you ever seen Fire Dancers? Either that or he'd be like some kind of crazy barbecue chef that just like flash cooks things real fast. Like, and see, perfectly medium rare.
Like a hibachi guy, yeah?
Yeah. Or hibachi, you're right.
I could see him working at Benihana.
Or like a prankster, like heating up doorknobs of public bathrooms or...
Sounds like you need to do this. This sounds fun.
Dude, this is a great idea. I need to get some flame powers.
Yeah.
I feel like Camie would like animate fan fictions because she could just be all of the characters. But that would get her into some trouble. But yeah, she just whatever fan fiction is in her head, she could just make. So yeah, it'd be all the characters. Just turn the camera off and go be the other person, and then turn the camera off and go be the other person. Yeah.
Kellen suggested mukbangs, which is really funny.
Wait, what did you just say?
Mukbangs?
Okay, that is not what I heard.
Want to explain? Want to explain what a
I heard another word in banks, and my brain went somewhere.
Anyway, Tamaki wouldn't feel comfortable being in front of the camera, so I suppose it would be a POV mukbang channel. So you would just watch food go under the camera. And then maybe he'd shoot a little out of his finger. And you would never get a face reveal.
Wait, is that
Would not
legit
even
your
tease
power?
it.
Like, that's what you do?
Yeah.
You shoot food out of your hands?
Well, yeah, basically. I can also make it appear on my face or my feet.
If I get like 50 million views or something.
Yeah.
And this is useful in battle?
Well, okay, so I eat a chicken, and I can manifest any part of the chicken, and I can make it bigger. So then I could grow chicken wings, but big, and then I can fly.
And then they're like, oh, we got to eat that wing, so we can't fight this dude. And then while they're eating the wing, you beat him up from behind.
Well, no, it'll grow as a real chicken.
Oh, out of you.
Yeah, out of me. So it'll look like I have wings with feathers. It won't look like Kentucky Fried Chicken, but bigger.
That is what I pictured.
I pictured hawks.
I pictured buffalo wings
wait a
even with
minute.
sauce.
happening right now?
So if
So
you
you would mukbang with a live chicken? No. That's scary.
what if you ate a person?
Yeah, so actually, this is what I normally save for the table talk, but I have advocated limited cannibalism, consensual cannibalism, with Tamaki for a long time. I think that this could really take him far in the hero world. He just needs a little hair, because if he gets any of you, he can manifest any of you. So if he got to like eat just a little bit of Bakugo hair, he could manifest the sweat glands and have explodey tentacles. He does a lot of tentacles. They're useful. They're prehensile and...
I mean, it's not that bad. If you're biting your nails or something, it's not that
face
bad.
hurts right now.
Oh my God.
I can't stop
Did
laughing.
you know this?
No.
That was so funny.
I did not know this.
That was so funny.
KFC
That's really
Tamaki,
messed up, dude.
like fried chicken wings
Yes.
is hilarious, but giant. I love that too, though.
I envisioned buffalo wing sauce, like orange ones.
I need this drawn.
Yes.
You date an artist, right?
She's very busy.
Okay.
So I can't think of what he'd actually do because he probably doesn't want anything to do with social media. But if we're talking like younger Overhaul in a timeline where he's like not as I feel like either like pimple popping videos and you can like make them big explode, you know? Or just like My Chemical Romance AMVs with like with like Full Metal Alchemist intro and stuff. You can see that, right? Yeah. Thank you.
That was a fun question.
I don't know what I did, but yeah.
Thanks for your question.
You did some stuff.
All right, thank you so much. All right, question 4. What's your name and your question?
Hi, my name is Ricky, and my question is, if you guys had not been cast in your designated roles in the show and had the choice of being able to voice another character, who would you want that to be? Like if you could voice someone else.
Midnight.
I don't know how, but I felt like you were going to say that. I don't know how.
Behave. You behave. Okay, Ricky?
Oh, dear mercy.
I mean, if we can, stain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. These are great ideas. Too bad Colleen's not here and we're not in the past.
I have to proceed this by saying Jared is doing better than I ever could, but I love Shinso. That's a great character.
Yeah.
Agreed. So I actually auditioned for Tamaki in the original thing. It was Overhaul and Tamaki. That could have been a fun universe where it ended up that way. You were Overhaul, I was Tamaki.
Oh, that'd be nuts, dude.
That would be nuts, though.
I don't think I could have done the.
You would have done it.
You made some good sounds.
You would have done.
You made some noises, dude.
Now you know where I came up with Mukbang. No, you would have done it the Aaron way, and I'm actually curious how that would have come out. I have always loved Kaminari. That would have been really fun.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been really fun.
Awesome.
Kyle does amazing.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Ricky.
Thank you. All right, hi, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, I'm Samantha.
Hey, Samantha.
All of you, by the way, are amazing.
Thanks, Samantha.
My question is, did you have to go through like a couple of different voices to find the right one that would fit that character that you played?
No.
I thought you would say that.
It's funny because when I got the auditions, I had just come back from Dragon Con, and anybody who knows Dragon Con knows you don't come back without some venereal or something going on with you. Wow. So I came back with bronchitis, and I got, when you get the audition, you do it. You have to do it no matter what. So I tried to, I was like, well, maybe I can lean into like a Steve Bloom thing and like make it raspy anyway, But Colleen came back and was like, so the voice you did for Tamaki, that was just your normal voice? That's good. You do that. Do that for a second take. So it took 5 hours, but I strained out the 6 lines or whatever it was without coughing or cracking in between. And so, yes, to answer your question, it would have been more bloomy if in another universe.
I have no recollection. I know I did the audition from home. And I know that Colleen had specifically already talked to me about it, and she said that she wanted me to keep it low. She was like, I don't want it to be an annoying anxiety. And I was like, yeah, because anxious people, like, we mostly are scared that people will realize how annoying we are. And so that's why actual anxiety often sounds a lot lower pitched. So I knew that. And then I think it was just like a process of sounding, it's a lot of sounding like I'm gonna throw up and then pushing it down. That's kind of the flow, yeah.
The direction with Camie, because of her secret, I guess, at the very beginning, it's been a long time, so it is a spoiler, but she has another identity at the beginning. And her direction was overtly sultry. And so I just did my best version of that, but we actually didn't know how Camie was gonna sound as herself. And we had done the game in between actually seeing Camie. So the game, I remember when we were recording it, we called Colleen and we're like, how does Camie sound? Because we don't know. And so they said, well, just kind of do like the same thing, because we don't know yet. So her in the game is actually a little bit more of a mix. Between her secret identity version and who she actually is. Because then she comes back in and she sounds really, really like, oh my God, and but yeah, she was very sultry before, so yeah.
All right, thank you so much for your question.
Thank you so much.
All right, now, due to time, I have a feeling like this is gonna be our final question. So to everyone in line, I apologize, but please visit them down at their tables and ask your question there. All right, so hi, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, some of you may remember me as Paper, the object. It's a pun. So this is going to be a fairly quick question. If your character was a soup, what kind of soup would it be?
Hot and sour.
Tomato bisque.
Minestrone.
Chicken noodle, why not?
Hey, we got more time.
Yeah, we got more time.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you,
conceptualized
Paper.
that question for months.
Dude, very nice.
All time.
If we lightning round like this, we can get in a couple.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, name and question.
My name is Lex. My question is, if you could change your character's quirks, what would you change the quirk to?
Teleportation.
Electricity.
I want to be able to send farts anywhere. I just want to be able to, wherever, like if my little brother's in a hotel, in a different country, I want to be able to just keep sending him farts. Where he just doesn't understand where it's coming from, because that gives me joy, and I don't know why. I'm a little kid. I don't know.
I want to control and manipulate time.
Thank you.
All right, let's sneak another question in here. Hi, name and question.
Hi, my name is Ian.
Hi, Ian.
What would you say is how you get into character for each session? What helps you get into character?
I remember high school.
Fair.
Music actually helps a lot. I wasn't pulling MCR out of nowhere. I used to listen to MCR before recording sessions for Overhaul.
I always warm up, but usually it's more of like a physicality in the booth while recording that differentiates my characters. So yeah, I do a lot of head stuff with Camie to sound ditzy.
I remember the pain of being given up.
Okay.
Good.
Dark.
Merry Christmas.
Look at that. I mean, it is. It's that.
All right, final question. Here it is.
I do have something to ask real quick.
Are you on the phone?
I'm recording.
Oh, okay.
I have a friend who absolutely loves My Hero Academia. Could you give her a shout out? Her name is Kate, and she can't be here today.
Hey, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
Hey, Kate.
What's up, Kate?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then I just wanted to ask, what would your favorite character outside of what you guys voice would be your favorite character in the show?
Midnight.
Koga.
Shinso.
Kaminari.
Dude.
That's amazing. We made it, everybody. I'm sorry for everyone who didn't get a chance to ask a question, but one more time, let's get a big round of applause for the cast of My Hero Academia, Jason Liebrecht, Brittney Karbowski. Keep it going for Aaron Dismuke, and of course, Kellen Goff, everybody.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.